In this video, we shall discuss the converse of midpoint theorem. For that, we need to revisit the midpoint theorem. Now, what was the midpoint theorem? So, if in a triangle, let's say ABC, if D and E are the midpoints of AB and AC, and if I join DE, according to midpoint theorem, your DE will be parallel to BC. Okay, this was theorem 8.9. Now we have to do the converse. Converse in the sense that now triangle ABC is there, and they will say that D is the midpoint of AB. Okay, we'll join DE. You have to prove that E is the midpoint of BC, AC. Okay, so what is given here? It is given that D is the midpoint of AB and DE is parallel to BC. Okay, in 8.9 DE is parallel to BC. This is what we used to prove. In 8.10 DE is parallel to BC is already given. Okay, now coming to the proof, a very simple proof. So we have this triangle ABC. D is the midpoint of AB and we have drawn DE parallel to BC. Okay, so what is being given, if I write what is being given over here, so that will give you, the information will come like this: D is the midpoint of AB and DE is parallel to BC. Okay, so what you need to prove, you need to prove that E is the midpoint of AC. Alright, okay. Now coming to the proof is very simple, two-liners. So there is a theorem called Thales theorem that you learn in class 10, but you can apply it here, no problem. So by applying Thales theorem, so what you have, we have DE parallel to BC. So if that happens, according to Thales theorem, AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. You must have learned this term in the lower classes. So AD by DB will be equal to AE by EC. Now D is the midpoint of AB, so I can write it as AD by AD, because DB is equal to AD, so equal to AE by EC. Done till now? So this will give you ultimately 1 equal to AE by EC. Okay. Finally, from here I will have AE equal to EC, isn't it? Okay. So what we have finally, we have AE equal to EC. Now AE equal to EC means what? E is the midpoint of AC. E is the midpoint of AC, isn't it? So we have applied Thales theorem. AD by DB equal to AE by EC. D is the midpoint, so AD equal to DB. I can cancel those terms. I'll get 1 equal to AE by EC. So that will give you AE equal to EC. That means E is the midpoint of AC. So this is the converse of midpoint theorem. Alright. So we have covered all the theorems starting from 8.1 to 8.10. From the next video onwards, we can start solving important questions from the chapter Quadrilaterals.